You doing good?
What?
I said, you doing good?
Dude, I'm doing fabulous.
Good, good. I was gonna kind of. Oh, we already have 18 people in here, which is awesome, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I appreciate that a lot. Um, so welcome to the short bus. I'm excited to meet and have boots on the short bus for sure.
Hell
He's
yeah, dude.
from.
I appreciate
Go
you
ahead.
having me.
Oh, definitely. If nobody knows or anybody don't know, he's from BAP, Bikers Against Preds. I'm going to do a little interview with him.
Hell yeah.
How much to be? Okay, sounds. We was definitely on time, Sam. They saying we was late
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock.
on the dot. Dougie said it's 7:01. Uh, much to be?
So
Okay, sounds. We what the? Oh, my voice. That was.
Probably me.
Oh, I heard the feedback.
Yeah, I turned it up. Uh, yeah, go ahead, man.
Oh, well, we can go ahead and start with the questions, man. On the first question is how much is Rumble?
Uh, my Rumble is 49.95.
Sorry, there was a bad connection. Well, how much is local?
We don't do locals.
Oh, see, I couldn't. Oh, one more thing. It's my birthday.
It is your birthday.
Every
Happy
day's
birthday.
anybody that's on the short bus can have a birthday any day, man. That's 100%.
Heck yeah.
So, how long have you been doing catches?
Yeah, so a little bit about me. Obviously, you guys
Oh yeah.
don't really know who I am. My name is Boots, or I go by Peter File Hunter. We've been catching for 3 years, just as of February 19th of this year would be our third year. And we've had 284 exposures, which is not a whole lot, but we are a 501c3 nonprofit. So, being that, obviously there's some greats out there, I can only travel when time allows in between my full time job. So,
Mhm.
it's a lot. It is, but I would say we travel second the most because we have convictions in 19 states. We travel when we can, and I don't know how some people travel for weeks. It's completely draining.
So, where's your group out of?
Yeah, so we're based out of northern Indiana. We've done a lot up here, a lot of exposures in Indiana, and it's just now here recently starting to kind of spread out where we're traveling to different states and trying to hit different areas. And we got some trips planned to Pennsylvania here in the next coming weeks. Hopefully, catch some guys out there. We have, I think, 3 lined up, but we can't do long trips. So it's literally Friday after work leave, and then we are on the road and back for work on Monday. So,
So you're a busy man.
oh yeah. I mean, I'm a father. I have 6 children total.
Mm.
3 with my ex-wife, and then my current wife has 3. So we have 3 each.
Mm.
So I try to when I'm have all the kids here, I try not to travel or do much, but is sometimes still happens.
Oh, definitely. Do you think it's true that Indiana has the most predators? I've heard that before.
There's just a lot of teams here, so like I mean, that's why I travel so much. Is there's at least 5 or 6 teams here in Indiana alone. So 90% of the time we're all talking to the same people. So that's why I try to widen where we go. I mean, we've got a lot in Wisconsin, we've had a lot in Illinois, we've had a lot in Missouri here lately, um, and just continue to travel where they're at. I mean, there's obviously teams not in every state, so we want to hit those states where we know there's nobody up there, and these guys don't know who we are. So
Spreading awareness is good for your group for sure.
oh yeah. Yeah, awareness is our goal, and that's why, like, when you asked how much locals, we've never done a locals. That's obviously new to us, but and I will never knock anybody that does use locals and feels that it's a great platform because it is, it really is. But our goal is awareness, and I want our videos reaching every home when we do go live. So, and just to give an instance on something like that is we've been in a city we've never been to, and somebody is literally across the street from us, you
Well,
know, 1,000 miles from home, watching our video, waving at us. And that's what I want. I want these videos hitting as many people as possible. But when we do catch these guys that are far from home, I believe just yesterday we had a guy from Georgia up here in Indiana for work. We want
mm.
that video hitting down in Georgia in his community to know what he's doing while he's traveling.
So you did. I watched some of the catch you did yesterday. I didn't get to catch it all. It
Mhm.
seems like the more. What's weird to me, man, is a lot of times you'll be watching one group, and then all of a sudden another group will be, oh, we catching a predator. You know, it's crazy how many people are actually being caught at the same time or exposed, however you want to say it.
Yeah, and you have that a lot is like a lot of these, I mean, on the weekends especially is you'll see almost every team that's live. I think this past weekend, we were in Ohio, but like every team was live. I think almost every team that I know of had an exposure that week, that in that weekend span. So yeah, there's no shortage. Like we could have, you know, I mean, there's hundreds of teams, but we could have thousands of teams, and there's still going to be no shortage on how many guys are out there, kind of speaking to children. Yeah.
When you say bikers against preds, does that mean like motorcycles or bicycles?
Tricycles actually. No, I
Well,
mean,
I was
I
thinking
ride
more
myself,
unicycles.
and, it was just kind of like the name, there was really no thought into our name, and a lot of people, I mean, I love to ride, I've got a street glide, and so people are like, "Oh, so you guys are a club or an MC?" I'm like, "No, like, literally, it's just a name," which is good because then we get, like, the kind of, backing from some of the, real clubs, like, and I don't say that, like, I know them personally, but there's a lot of motorcycle clubs out there that respect our work, have been to our events, and, I mean, we're talking like the Outlaws and Hells Angels and some of the bigger clubs that, kind of look onto us and appreciate our work, so it's pretty cool, like, just to have that, even though we're not an MC and don't ever claim to be one.
Mm.
Um, and a lot of people always ask, "Well, why don't you ride to your catches?" Well, I mean, if I've ever seen an exposure, it's kinda hard to be incognito pulling up on a loud Harley, when you're it's
Yeah,
trying to catch,
definitely.
so, it just and then we have multiple members, and so and some when we're traveling, it just makes sense to all pack into one vehicle and go. But, there has been some videos where I've rode to.
I was going to ask, have you ever thought about riding up on a unicycle while you're catching a pred?
Yeah, no, I try to be more serious now, like, we've done some funny stuff, but, like, I sometimes dress up as a grandpa, I have a grandpa mask, and, we've done some things where it's kinda funny, but it's just I try to be more serious now. I mean, we're having great, um, feedback from law enforcement. We wanna keep that going. I mean, we have prosecutors that are directly texting us about cases and things, and so we wanna keep those relationships and keep that seriousness so that we can, continue to get, prosecutions because don't get me wrong, when I started this, it was never about a prosecution. At the beginning, we didn't even call, like, half the time, we wouldn't even call the police out there. We just, "Okay," let him go. It's the awareness, and then we've kind of, in the last, we'll say 2 years, got like, we got a call every time, and that's my own mistake, and I always look back at that and wish I didn't, but we were catching, like, 2 to 3 guys, in a couple days, and we just never called and went on to the next one. So there's a lot of guys that probably got away, and they probably would have been prosecuted. But I think now, like moving forward, I mean, we call every time, even if that's the other thing is we will do an exposure even if there's not a lot of graphic content in the conversations because you just never know. Like you don't know what these guys have been doing. You don't know if there's prior victims, if there's somebody out there that's wanting justice and made reports and there's just been nothing. This kind of gives them that little bit of justice. Or if there's already an open investigation, like law enforcement sitting there, been trying to get something to interview him. Um, and so I think it's crucial to always call, even if, like, say, we were in Ohio. Obviously, Ohio's not a state that will arrest them, but I mean, we had one guy that had a graphic conversation, but then at the end was like, "Let's actually, why don't you come babysit for me?" And so he wanted this child to babysit, but then he said, "Well, it's got to be okay by your mom. I got to talk to your mom on the phone first." So we're like, "Okay." So we had a female talk to him on the phone, and he lied to the mom and said that they met on a dating or on a, babysitting Facebook group, and so I just feel like you do and the plan was for her to babysit all weekend, and he was going to be home for his granddaughter, so, like, it's just some weird shit, like, it's weird shit, and I don't care who you are, and I think if you're coming to gain access to a child, even with a parent's permission, they don't know the backstory on, how they met and things like that, and I think that's dangerous,
Very dangerous, man.
just to even have that child in your home without even knowing, like, it's just these guys are sick, and obviously in the interview with him, he kind of admitted that, "Yeah, it's I probably shouldn't have had these conversations with her, you know, but I wasn't going to do anything." Well, yeah, we can't say you were, but honestly, it's creepy, and I want your community to know, and this guy was a captain of the fire department, so
Wow.
it's just, we wanna make sure that community's aware. Obviously, they were. It's already circulated through that area, and he's now exposed, so
Do you think there could be a lot of predators that's in positions like firefighters, possibly even policemen, that don't get caught or exposed more than like the normal people you usually catch?
I mean, there's that the predators are all forms of life. They
Definitely.
hold all kind of political roles and, authority roles. They're teachers. They're I mean, we've caught teachers. There's been other teams that's caught law enforcement, and I think that it could be handled like if it was an inside job, could be handled, differently, more hush hush. We don't want, the department knowing or the community knowing that our department had something like this, which could be true. I mean, I can't say that's what's happening, but, something on the inside, they're gonna keep it hush hush, not out to the public. Um,
Mm.
but they're definitely out there. It's like, say, I just was in Mountain View, Missouri. He had cerebral palsy, but he was a volunteer firefighter and met her at the fire station, was waiting for an 11-year-old. So, I mean,
Wow.
it there's no real, like, stopping these guys as far as where they're from. We've just had a teacher sentenced to 10 years in his
Awesome.
case. So, I mean, yeah.
What is the longest prison time somebody had got from your catches?
Um, you would ask that. I don't have that right on hand. I know we just posted him. I think he got 30 some years.
Mm.
He was
That's
a
good.
registered sex offender, and yeah, they think they gave him hold on, let me ask. I think it was 35 years. But yeah, it's in the 30s. I mean, we've had some for 20. We just had one for 20 some years. I mean, it just really depends on the prosecutor, the county, the state. I mean, it all depends.
So are you're looking more right now? You're just do you get a lot of the CP traders or stuff like that?
Right now we don't. I mean, we never really kind of dug into that world
Mm.
till here recently. Obviously, we've studied predator poachers tactics and how they're getting these guys, and that's not by me, sitting down. I mean, obviously, I've talked with Mr. Gordon Flowers, but I don't sit and pick his brain on how he gets these guys. I've literally just watched his videos, and that's like anybody that's wanting to start a group, watch the videos. You learn so much just from watching and listening to what they're saying. And I've picked up on it. And obviously, we've gotten quite a few with CP, but it's not like a targeted thing where we're looking just for that. Um, but for sure, we want to get those guys as much as possible. We know how to find them now. It's just
Mhm.
about getting them.
What do you think's the best way to when you first approach a predator? What do you think's the best way to approach them?
I mean, obviously, like in my beginning days, I was very rough around the edges. I was mad. I was more hostile to these guys, and a lot of them ran. A lot of these guys would run and wouldn't talk to me, and I've kinda calmed it down in the last 2 years. Obviously, it's a lot better now, and then honestly, just watching how Gordon Flowers does it and how he literally gets these guys to spill their guts. Like, I wanna say he's an idol of mine. I've been doing it for 3 years, and when I see something I can do better, or I see somebody doing something better, I wanna continue to improve and continue our operation to exceed my own standards. Like, I just always wanna get better and, just get these guys to stay and have that communication because, be in my let's say 6 months ago, I would have never walked into a Pred's house. I would have never walked into their house. And then I watched every single catch that Predator Poachers has done, and I'm like, "He's always in their house." It's more of
Mhm.
a comfort thing. I need to start going in their house. "Hey, let's just step inside. You mind if we step in?" And these guys are letting us. "Yeah, come on in, have a seat." And we're just bullshitting them to like, "Dude, we're here to help you. Like, we're not here to, you know hurt get you in any kind of trouble. We just wanna help you out." And these guys believe it, and they wanna spill their guts. So, I'm gonna continue to use what he says and how he gets them to confess, because that's the biggest thing, and I think he understands it too, is, like, it's not about using his tactics to make my videos better. I wanna
Mhm.
use his tactics to incriminate these guys live on camera so that they go to prison and so that there's no backing out of it. Um,
I was gonna say that if they were gonna like run on me, they might as well just run because I ain't no way I'm gonna be catching them.
oh, I've I'm a runner. We had our guy
Oh, so
yesterday
you
started to
got a
run.
leg up. Oh, if nothing else, you got a bike.
Yeah, well, I run. I will chase him down. I don't think there's a guy I've lost. Um, I will catch up to him. I'm obviously not gonna stop them, but I will
No.
keep up with them till police get there. So,
Oh, I was going. My next question: what kind of technique do you use when you can actually confront them? Like, do you have like a? I mean, have like a set way you kind of introduce yourself, and like I was going to say come off non-threatening in a lot of ways is probably really important too. But do you have any techniques you actually use?
just to calm the situation. A lot of these guys wanna run. That's their first thing is, fight or flight. Um, but, just to calm them down and let them know that I'm there for them and I'm understanding of what they're kinda going through. Um, and I think that just works best. I mean, you have to come off as their friend. And honestly, like, if you go back and watch, like, 6 months ago, people were like, "Yeah, tell him, like, he's a piece of shit." But, like, now, like, with my following I've already gained is people are like, "Why are you so nice to him? Why are you being nice to him? Why are you laughing with him?" Why? Because it de-escalates and it makes it seem like it's not a big deal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't a big deal. Like, dude, hey, we've all done some of this shit, and we're just trying to address these issues, and so we can both walk away. And my kinda new tactic is that, um, internet, intervention advocates is gonna be our new branded name for when we are exposing dude, we're a part of an organization, Internet Intervention Advocates, and we
Mm-hmm.
want to give you an intervention on some of your internet sickness, and we're just here to help you. And I'm gonna like I pull up and I'm wearing all my merch, and a lot of guys kind of figure it out, but I want to have you wearing that. Like I'm here for you. Like we are completely here for you. Um, and then what we do is, and I tell them is that yes, it was a real girl, and we when we leave here, we got to have some information to take back to that family as to what happened, why did this kinda happen, what you're not going to do again, because I gotta make these families believe that you are a good person. You gotta give me something to and some truthfulness to make me believe this. And these
Mhm.
guys be like, "Yeah, it's never gonna happen again," you know? "Yeah, I kinda said all that, but it won't happen again." So I think that's crucial is just making them as comfortable as possible and make them believe that you're really their friend, you're really there to help them. And, obviously, that we're not. I mean, they're the sickest of the sick. I mean, we want them to we are
Definitely.
also burn alive, you know? Like,
So
that's what
what? I was going to ask, why did you even start predator catching?
Yeah, so I have a 15-year-old, but at the time she was 12, and, just as everybody else, we're just kind of, our kids need a phone, when they're doing after school stuff, we want them to be able to communicate with us, and, some of these apps seem harmless, like Snapchat is a harmless name or harmless app. And my daughter had Snapchat, and she likes the funny filters, and there was a guy on there just,
Hmm.
literally she was 12, and she thought this guy liked him and um, gave our address, and when she would not comply to sending the pictures he wanted, he pretty much just threatened to come rape her if she didn't comply, and there's not a lot happened, like, when we took it to law enforcement, they were just kinda like, "Ah, well, kinda happens, there's not a lot we can do." Like, "What?" Um, and at the time, I was just kinda watching another group, app, which they really have kind of fell off in the last few years, but I was watching them and I thought, I wonder just how this how big of a problem is it just right here in my community of, little town Indiana, and it was like 5 minutes, and we had a guy that was like, "Yeah, you're 14 years old, cool, what can we do? When can we hang out?" And it was like, "No way," like, and that guy met, like,
Wow.
and, is the rest is kinda history.
So that's kind of what kind of drives you forward to doing more catches is by what actually happened to you all.
Oh, yeah.
So because you never know when that actually could happen again. If I
Oh,
mean
dude.
it's important to not keep an eye on your children's device for sure.
And so we actually got some backlash from a local news, and they said that the percentage of online predators is so low that your child is going to be preyed upon by somebody they know before somebody online, which is very true. I will stand behind that. But
Mhm.
my inbox, we do almost 400 messages a month on our main page, and all these messages are all the same. My kids being preyed upon, my kids being preyed upon, this guy's messaging my 12-year-old, this guy's messaging my 14-year-old, "Help me, help me." Law enforcement won't do anything. It's like, it is a real issue. 20 years ago, we thought online predators was the scariest thing in the world because we had home computers sitting in our living room and our kids were on them, and we thought that was scary, but now these kids are literally walking around with it in their hand at playgrounds, at school, after school things, and I don't see how that like, now it's not as big of an issue, but 20 years ago it was.
Somebody asked in the chat, said, let me see this question. They ask you, how do you see yourself evolving over the next year?
I think we're gonna stay the
Possibly.
same. I mean, we're just gonna keep catching, we're gonna keep traveling, we're gonna just yeah, just we're not gonna continue to grow. That's the thing is, like, we don't wanna grow as a team because smaller is better in anything you do. People always want us to do chapters and things like that, which I just I don't trust anybody to do a chapter, number 1. Um, there's just a lot of liabilities and risk in a chapter. So I mean, we're just going to continue doing our thing, keep putting guys in prison. I seen another comment here, and then they asked what was my most memorable catch.
Oh yeah, and
Um,
also your channel name and your. They also asked about that too. I saw
yeah, yeah.
somebody.
So our channel name, we're Bikers Against Predators. We're solely on Facebook for the most part. Like, we've recently started streaming to Rumble, as well as KIK.com. We're just multi-streaming onto those, but our primary platform is Facebook. We have 340 some thousand followers on Facebook and continuing to grow over there. So that's our main platform where we feel more homes are on Facebook than Rumble. Um, Ultimately, it's going to hit everybody's households. Um, and then our most memorable catch, there's just so many. Like I've been involved in every 200 and however many it is, 84 catches. I think the most memorable one is, and I don't remember the catch number. It's in the 70s. Um, but the guy literally drove from Nevada to Michigan to meet this 14-year-old. When we got there, he was waiting on the motel balcony, and when I approached him, he was obviously scared, but he talked to me, and we end up going into his motel room. And as we open the door, and if I get the catch number here, I'll let you know. But we open the door, and there's lingerie laid all over the bed.
Wow.
There's a tripod set up in the room. And this guy was just he was so in love with this decoy. Like, they had hours upon hours of phone calls, and he was in love with her. And even after exposing him, he was like, "How could you do this to me?" And, like, we told him, like, "Well, she's not really 14. She's, an adult." And he's like, "Wow, you're so good. Like, I so believed you were a kid." And so that was
Did,
really scary. Um, and so one of our followers must have called the motel and patched over to his room and pretty much said something to him on the phone that scared him because he packed all his bags and he's like, "See you guys." And so he runs out and there's a dead end on the balcony. We're on the second floor and the guy jumps off the second balcony
wow.
to get away from us. And we ended up catching up with him. Um, yeah, I wasn't gonna let him go. I
Got
didn't.
them legs on you, man. Got them legs
Yeah,
on.
so I chased after him. He ended up not getting arrested. This was a Michigan exposure, Lansing, Michigan, but he was under investigation in Massachusetts for a real victim, which he ended up getting arrested and charged for, which I haven't got an update on that, but I'm guessing he's in prison somewhere now.
Hmm. So, what do you think creates a person to become a predator?
Um, there's just a lot of factors. I think in this, like, not every team and not everybody in this chat here will kind of agree with me. I think there's different forms of predators. Um, you have the kind that are solely like after children. They like kids, and I think you see a lot of that on predator posters. Obviously, yesterday with the guy that they caught again. The
Oh
guy's
yeah, definitely.
he's definitely a pedophile, like 100%. But I think on the other hand, and we catch a lot of these guys, and I know some of these guys probably would never talk to a kid, but it's a loneliness thing, and where they fell into it. They honestly fell in love with that child, and maybe will never ever reoffend. Maybe they won't. Maybe this is the wake up call. But I think it's still a serious offense. It doesn't matter if it's your first time or your 100th time.
Hmm.
It's still a serious offense, and I still believe they deserve everything that the guy that you know is proclaimed pedophile should get the same treatment. I mean, there's no difference. Um, I just think,
Uh,
like, I think a lot of these guys we catch are lonely. Like, they're just lonely, and they literally anybody that gives them attention, regardless, and, like, that's why you see so many, and, like, we don't like, I've heard other teams say is we don't pick these guys out. Like, guys with special needs, somebody that's shown them that attention, you could literally, say 6, and they would be, "Talk to me." They
mhm.
want that attention, they want that affection from somebody because ultimately they're not getting it, from anybody.
Do you think that? I mean, I think there's different levels too the predators. You know, some of them are definitely could possibly be born that way, and you know, even they just have a natural attraction to them over the years. And then also, I think some are raised that way. Possibly, you know, their parents did it to them. You know, and I don't know. It's just different. I think it's not one thing fits everybody because there's so many different people in the world.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and just like somebody just said, is the people that trade the CB. Like, I understand those guys. There's no like, hey, you're into that. So, like,
Mm.
I'm not saying it's those guys. The CB traders and the guys that's loaded down with it. I understand those guys. Obviously, they're the lowest of the low. Like, there's no. I think those guys, yeah, they're definitely into it. I'm talking like the guys that when we catch them and they're like the guy we just had yesterday. Had probably never done anything in his life. He was married. He was from Georgia, traveling, and probably has never done something like this before, but he's obviously going to pay dearly for the rest of his life. Like, it's gonna be it's just one of those things where you can't count it as just a simple mistake where you messed up. It's the worst mistake you can make, and
Yes.
you need to be held just as accountable as anybody else that, has done something like this, and we understand some of them have been abused, like, they're continuing that abuse, but, I really
Um.
honestly I don't believe in that
Uh,
100%. I think, like, myself, I wanna say abused. I wasn't abused, but, I mean, yeah, as a kid, like, there was, a babysitter that introduced me and another girl to things that we never knew about. Was that something that affected me for the rest of my life that made me continue that? No, but I think there's some people that obviously they turn to different things, and when they have, um, been exposed to that at a young age, they turn different ways. I mean, it's a path as you choose to go down. Obviously, mental health is going to play in a factor in that. If you have some mental health issues as well as this kind of abuse, it can definitely set you down that path to offend.
mhm.
But, I just think there's different varieties of predators. They're not all the same. There's never one catch that is the same. They're all different. They're all gonna have different things about them, and, yeah.
Mm. What do you think should be the punishment? Oh, actually, let me go back. I saw Sam. Uh, he's a catcher. He said, I called a pred that says he thinks it's hereditary because of his grandpa and his father both began preds. He said, ask you for your thoughts.
It's not something that's hereditary. You I don't know, like, I can't go into you know, the way you were made. I don't think that's the reason. I think it's maybe a way you were brought up, that's okay. I mean, obviously, that can happen, but I still don't think I think that as a conscious person, don't get me wrong, I'm saying, like, a full mental consciousness in everything you do, I think you know right from wrong. You know when
And
something's wrong and something's right. So I don't think it's, like, hereditary that, "Oh, well, my dad was a pedo, so now I'm a pedo, and I'm gonna continue the cycle." I think that's bullshit. Like, you can stop it. You can say, but if you're I mean, ultimately, if you're a self-proclaimed pedophile, like, and you like kids, I mean, we don't know. Nobody if they knew the answer to that, and if I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to Short Bus. I'd be on CNN somewhere saying,
definitely.
"Hey, I found the cure. I know these guys. I know it's hereditary, and we can figure out a cure." But like, I don't, and I don't think anybody knows that. Um, Nobody knows that answer really. But I think you can stop that cycle if you don't want it to continue. You can seek help, and that's the
Mhm.
problem. Is a lot of these guys, um, they can seek help and they don't because all they like it, and they're going to continue the abuse. They're going to continue to find people that they can abuse.
And what do you think should be the punishment? In your personal opinion, what do you think should be the punishment for doing this to a child or even watching CP?
I think, and with punishment, there's different levels of, um, CNN, I'd rather watch Short Bus. Yeah, I was just throwing a name out there.
They have me
I
cracking up.
I think there's different levels to what you're doing, and just in anything, you know, everything has different levels. Murder has different levels. There's just different levels to the crime. Um, Ultimately, yeah, obviously, what everybody says death, but there's those different levels. There's different levels of what these guys are doing. Um, there's some of them that I've caught that I'm like, yeah, this guy will never change. That I've caught 4 times. Yeah, this guy's never going to change. He's going to continue to do it until he finds a real one. So yeah, those guys, I believe, like, yeah, dude, they shouldn't. They should be euthanized and not be on this earth anymore. But then, like I say, the guy I had yesterday, obviously, it's a guy that I think, in my personal opinion, can turn it around with some serious therapy and, obviously the consequences. I mean, I think like the minimum for any case, like let's just say they don't have CP on their phone, like they're just literally lonely talking to a kid. I think for me personally, if I got was doing something like this, I think 10 years of my life would be enough to really wake myself up to not do something like that again.
Mhm.
Is that like going to work with every case? No, but I think that should be the start. 10 years.
Minimum.
And I think in America and obviously other countries is we're so lax about it. When you see guys the plea agreements and oh well we just had a sitting school board member get 3 years probation for trying to meet a 14-year-old for sex. I don't think it's not
No.
doesn't fit the crime. No, because he would have eventually ruined that child's life. I think a serious time of like 10 years of his life gone. I think it's gonna be that wake-up call. Um, but no, it's just every case is different. I think there's some of them that are super gross. They need a
Mhm.
lot longer time. Obviously, some of these guys that, they're always gonna be attracted to kids, and as you see when they're caught again and again, they're waiting
Mhm.
to find that real kid. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one day, and it's not gonna be a team. It's gonna be somebody that's down the road, a neighbor, they're moving, they're getting in different communities, and they're gonna have access. They're gonna find a kid that's lonely,
Mhm.
doesn't have a good home life, and they're gonna become a victim.
Exactly. Do you think castration would work on pedos?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh, I think it would help. I don't think the chemical castration is the way to go. The medical, like, everybody's like, "Yeah, chemical castration." Literally, the chemical castration is just a pill they take.
Yeah.
It's not like they're burning it off. Like, you hear it and you think, "Oh, they're gonna fucking melt that shit off," but no, it literally is just a pill, and that's what
Yeah.
I thought before I started. I thought, "Oh, so they, like, chemical
Lock it
castration,
off.
like, they fucking melt that shit off." But no, it literally is just a pill, and when I found out, I'm like, "What is that?" I mean, you can still touch people, you still have just because it doesn't work doesn't mean you can't have those thoughts.
And I believe
Um,
a lot of that will maybe bring in some CP. Like if you get castrated like that, I mean, and if it is a CP looker or whatever, wouldn't they still want that? I guess it'll be a dopamine hit to be able to still get the dopamine hit from watching the child porn.
yeah. Yeah, like, it's just I don't think it'll stop it. I think if we made harsher laws, I think, like, you would probably see less of this happening if our laws were super, super strict. Like, no matter what you did, if anything involving a child and sex,
Yeah.
regardless, like, if it was, like, an automatic castration and 10 years in prison, I think a lot of guys would think about that. But no, they know that, like, well, this is taboo, like, maybe I won't get caught, and if I do get caught, what am I looking at? I watched on the news where a guy got just 3 years probation. Fuck, that's worth it. And so, like, dude, that's nothing. Like, that's
That is nothing. Do you do any decoy work?
yeah. Yes, I decoy myself. I think this year we've had, um, roughly, like, 21 exposures this year, and I think 13 of those have been myself, the one that was communicating. So, yeah, I do. I mean, I talk to these guys. I've literally ignoring my boyfriend right now. He's probably mad at me, but yeah, like I do a lot myself. I would say I'm pretty good at talking to them.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I'm pretty seasoned in it, and I know how to say the right things to get them to kind of open up and make a case against them. So
Uh, what is the nastiest pred you have caught?
dude, that's hard to say, man. There's so many. I mean,
So many.
we've had one in Michigan, Gaylord, Michigan.
And that,
He would do phone calls and explain the things that he does to his dog. He would state that, like, in graphic details, like, I lay my dog on his back and I, um, ejaculate him, and then I sit on it. Like, dude, that was pretty nasty. I mean,
oh wow.
yeah, like, and like, that was pretty gross. I mean, we've had a bunch of CP guys. It's just
Um,
hard to say.
APP said Boots plays a good female.
Yeah, I've tried to. I'm not that good at it, but, like, I've had a guy there's actually a guy we've caught, like, 3 times, 3 or 4 times. Um, I did a phone call with him, and in the phone call, he literally stated, I love hearing your voice." And I was just like, "Oh my god." I can do boy decoys better, like, it's a little bit easier. Um,
Does decoying ever mess? Shauna said, does decoying ever mess with your mind?
yes. This is, like, I know, like, there's so many people that are like, "I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start this," or, "I'm going to start decoying," and they don't last. I mean, it's just because the work that actually goes into it and the things you're gonna see that you would like, when we obviously, some teams have seen it, like, when you just boom, there's some CP right in your face and you didn't
Wow.
ask for it, and it just comes out. That's shit that's always burned in your head, like, you're not gonna get that out of your head. Um, and as you can see, like, we like to laugh, like, we laugh about these guys. We make fun of them because especially off camera a lot, because that's our way of kind of coping with, like, the reality that, uh, these guys are into babies, these guys are into little kids, and yeah.
Mm. What would you say to anybody that's being sexually assaulted when they was a child that could possibly help them?
I think that as a victim, you have to I don't wanna say a victim, you're a survivor, victim, survivor of somebody that's done this to you, that we're standing up for you. Like, the teams that you see doing this, like, yeah, you'll never hear me talk about fans or, fame in this, but, like, I do this for survivors. I do this for the kids that are growing up in our communities. Um, I think that just know that we're here for you. Like, we're not here for anything else. We're not here to, be on short bus's stream. Like, we're here for you. We're here to bring that awareness to kinda give you a peace of mind that possibly just one kid has been saved from one of these teams. And I think, like, if you in the reality, if one kid in America was stopped from becoming a survivor of sexual abuse, that's huge. That's huge. That's one time is enough for me to think somebody's doing something right because they stopped this one guy in a little town somewhere. I think that's enough to, back these teams and support them because that's a kid that's not gonna grow up dealing with the pain that you go through because we talk to people that, have been victims of sexual abuse as a child, and it's not easy. It's not something you ever forget, but, I think it's something that we can continue to bring awareness to
Definitely.
and even bring you the courage to even like, there's some that I talk to, it's like, um, I would never confront my abuser, And I think maybe we're going to give them that courage to confront their abuser. And it's happened. It's happened a couple times. So
I have another question. Do you think predators and serial killers have some of the same drive to do what they do?
some of them, yeah. Some of them are, like I say, they're just always they're pedophiles. They're going to continue to search until they find one. Same thing as like a serial killer. He's going to continue to search till he finds victims.
You want to see if chat wants to ask a couple questions?
Yes, ask away.
Definitely. Let's see what we got here. Audio feedback, APP.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit, but I'm hearing myself through yours.
Oh, I'm using just my phone to do this, so I think your audio is coming through and coming back around.
Yeah, probably. I say it shouldn't be on my end.
No, it's probably the short bus. We always making that kind of mistakes. But do you know if Rumble has an app?
I don't know. I don't really use it.
That's
Jesus. Oh, dude. I love
Do you
the
have to
short
pay
bus. You're hilarious, bro.
do you have to pay extra for Echo?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the Echo that's just a bonus. I know it's not coming from me. Like, guys, I have a pretty good setup here, so I don't get any feedback.
It's for me. Don't worry. Maybe one day I'll be able to upgrade.
Yeah, dude, it takes time. Like I didn't get my setup where it is in one day. It's
being asked how much is Facebook.
our Facebook is $4.99 a month.
Oh,
Become a sub. There you go.
hey, let's
But yeah, dude, that's what like say. I mean, with Facebook, I mean, talking about it, like that's why I trying to push predator poachers, dude. Do Facebook, like literally, like it is a good platform. You're going to reach a lot of different people, and this is no offense to anybody in here that watches us. Like we hit middle-aged women that just, and that's our main following. Like we can look and see like what our following is, and it's mainly middle-aged women.
That's. I mean, actually, that'd be a pretty good following,
dude. And they. It's just that's what happens. Like Facebook slowed Alex down. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never had an issue with like posting stuff on there. They've never. I mean, 3 years they've never taken my channel down.
I believe your approach is way different than Alex's in ways.
Oh yeah. Well, because and I try to censor my stuff a little bit. Like I know Alex will literally say word for word what these guys are saying. So I get it. Like, but it needs to be said. Like you got to hear that graphic stuff these guys are saying, and I try to dumb it down to just make it more appealing for Facebook, so we're not getting any kind of strikes or our risk of losing our channel because yeah, you know, I mean, I've grown this channel for the last 3 years and I don't want to lose it. But at the same time, that's why now we're streaming on Rumble and Kick at the same time. Like all our lives are now being streamed to all three. So yeah.
I wanted to say shout out to Ben. Thank you for the $5, man. Can Short Bus throw you a 5? LOL. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
does BAP have a Venmo?
Yeah. We have Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. We are also, guys, I mean, we're a little bit different than like Predator Poachers and some other teams. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, registered with the state of Indiana. And so we do have, like, that's the other thing, the perks that Facebook gives us for being a 501c3. You know, anything you send on Facebook literally is tax free. Obviously, Venmo and stuff, we still got to pay the fees. But anything through our Facebook page, if you go to our page right now, there's a donate button. It's the easiest way other than Venmo and stuff. It's pretty secure, and they give us that funds right away, no matter what. So it's actually really nice. But if you want our Venmo, I don't know what it is. I'd have to look because I don't use it. I think it's Fund BAP.
What'd you say it was?
I'm looking right now. Yes,
Oh,
it's at Fund FUND BAP. I appreciate it.
Okay. Do you think? Okay. How would you feel about working with other teams? Or would you work with other teams, such as predator poachers or CC or other teams, just in general?
I mean, I think it's good. It's good for some. I don't think it's good for everybody because you just have different personalities going into this. Like I've been working with another team that's here local that just started, trying to help him, and he's helping me as well. So we're just kind of feeding off each other, and I think that's what is. And I'll be honest and like say this is not a knock at predator poachers, but I've seen some collabs with him, and it's usually not a good outcome because there's just different personalities, and I think it kind of interferes with what the mission is. And I've seen that a time or two. I don't think it's a bad thing. But I think you gotta have a mutual understanding of what the goal is when you do an exposure, because you don't want to also have the 5 guys pulling up to talk to 1 guy and be surrounded with everybody with cameras in their face.
It'd be about like a clash of personalities.
Yeah, and I've seen that in some of his exposures was like, "Oh, man," like, that clash there just didn't work, and, one is angry, one is Alex is calm, and, I think that kinda clashes. Yes, Agent Orange and Alex is good, like, I've seen theirs, and they kind of feed off each other, and that's what you have to have, is a different approach to get the same message, but in that calm manner and keeping it cool. If you have somebody that's a hothead and wants to yell at them, well, I mean, it's gonna you're gonna go backwards, and I've seen that before, and it sucks, because I think, honestly, Alex is probably one of the best, catchers out there right now, and I think he's doing it the right way, and that's why I'm kind of sitting with my notepad after every exposure to better myself and better my team.
APP said Ghost and Alex don't mix well together.
Yeah, I don't know who Ghost is, I'll be honest.
I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure about. I've heard of them, but I'm not very sure who they are.
Right.
Do you think any laws should be changed to help with predator catchers like yourself, maybe Alex and like your team and stuff?
Yeah, obviously the legislators need to change some of these laws. I think that some of these laws are too lax or they're not in our favor. I mean, literally, when we were in Ohio said, and it was a kind of ridiculous statement. He's like, Ohio's more of a Republican state, and so we want to do things by the law, and I think that's how we feel here. And I'm like, well, I mean, Indiana's a Republican state, and their law is this completely different that allows these guys to be arrested. I think those states really need to change. Obviously, the laws to make harsher crimes against children would be good, but I think that's like a bigger picture that's going to take a lot of push to get some of these laws changed for harsher time for these crimes. But I think just a bigger push for states like Ohio and Kentucky and I can't say Pennsylvania because I mean I've had it a conviction, and it's not convicted yet, but he's got 13 felonies against him and he's incarcerated. I just think it should be even all the way across the board. Even in the states that do accept these cases, there's some counties that just won't even look at it. They don't want nothing to do with it. And I think that's why it's important when if everybody's wanting to start a team is to know what you're doing first and make sure that you're following the right guidelines in these cases to not screw up a case to where that county in a state that would take a case would take a case like Alex's and not look at it because, well, we had a team here before and it was a mess. We had nothing, and we wasted resources to, interview this guy and go through all the evidence, and we didn't even find anything, and I think that's why you gotta have teams that know what they're doing and know how to follow the guidelines and know when they have a case and when they don't, and when to push for it to be to get law enforcement there. Because me personally, I've walked into some of these places and they're like, "Yeah, we had a team here once before. We asked them
Mhm.
for the evidence and they never responded, and literally the guy walked." So I think I don't want to say this in the mean way because I want teams to start and I want teams to start in every state. But
Mhm.
in some cases, leave it to the professionals. I don't want to say I'm like the best, but we're pretty good. Like it's not like we're so great, but like we are pretty good. We have, when we go out, we're getting arrests, we're getting convictions, and I think that should be what people should look at and take notes. Like, be serious about it.
Definitely. I just want to give a shout out to Ben again. Ben Mo sent. He's sent $5. Keep going, Boots.
Yes, yes. Ben coming with a $10 Venmo. I just seen that coming through. Thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate it.
Definitely. I think we both appreciate Ben for sure. I know I do. I love Ben. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Um, do you think it's wrong to make money off of pred catching? Since you
no,
are, huh?
no. This is my honest opinion about it, and this is going to be a statement I make from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
Predator catchers should be millionaires.
Definitely.
Alex should be a millionaire. And I will always feel that way. I should be a millionaire. And I'm not saying that because like I want to be, but I'm just saying we should be set for life
Mm-hmm.
because of what we've already accomplished. I think we should be millionaires because I know like right now, if I was and I was well off and I didn't have to go to work every single day, I would have more time to do what I'm doing, never having a issue with funds. So that's just my opinion, and that I will always stand by that. Like, the work is priceless. We are doing way more than law enforcement can even handle. Um, I will say this: we had our local police. They caught one guy. It was a couple of years ago. They caught one guy. It was all over the news. It was big news, and we caught like four in that weekend in the same area. But they were all over the news that they caught one guy, like, and that was the only time they've ever done it. So it's like, good job. How can we do it so much? How can we get so many more than law enforcement um, can even handle? Like, they can't, and I understand why they can't because they have all the warrants they have to jump through and to try to build these cases. It takes them 6 months to build a case that we could build in one night
Mm-hmm.
and have the guy arrested and have the evidence to him. It would take them 6 months to gain that evidence. Yeah, I will stand by that. I think we should be millionaires because it's priceless work, and
Definitely. Definitely. You all should be making million because I mean just all the nasty stuff you have to actually go through to even get to the catch.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
The catch is just a part of it. A lot of the I think a lot of the work from the outside looking in seems like to me a lot of the work is doing the actual decoy work
yeah.
to get to the point where I can get this guy for this or that, or am I wrong about that?
No, dude, you're exactly right. Like, if like, just for instance, right now, I mean, I've been in this interview for roughly an hour. Like, I
Mm,
haven't responded to this guy, and, like, he will blow me up. "Why aren't you talking to me? Are we breaking up?" Like, it's our life to sit here and entertain these guys, good morning, and send the good morning picture before school, and, you know, having 2, 3 phones working and trying to entertain these guys until we can get them, uh, is work that nobody sees when we talk to them we've talked to guys for upwards of a year, I mean, just trying to because we never had enough evidence in that year, they just would not say anything until eventually they got reckless. So
Do you ever
I
feel like you need a detox from social media or your phones and stuff?
I do that all the time. If you
Yeah.
guys don't know me, like, literally messaging me is I it's not gonna happen. I don't respond to a lot of people, because there's so much going on that I can't personally respond to anybody. And it sucks. I always feel bad because, like, these people will email our email, for instance, is flooded with emails of testimonies and help me's, and I feel bad, but literally that would be my day, is every day is trying to respond to these emails, and there's just not enough man hours to even try to help these people.
Hmm.
So, like, I just yeah,
Just
I'm
so
probably
many
the
people there, man. That's
oh,
crazy.
yeah. It's like I said, we do, like, 400 messages on our Facebook page a month. That's not including emails. So, it's insane that the amount of outreach that people try to come for us, and they're like and they actually some of them get mad, like, "This guy's a predator, come catch him." Well, I mean, obviously, we want to get them, but there has to be solid evidence. We can't take something that you sent us and say, "Oh, that's true," because it's in a screenshot.
Hmm.
Photoshop is a hell of an app. I
Yeah.
mean, you can put whatever you want in there. Um, we have to, like, investigate these guys and solely investigate them by ourselves, um, to build these cases with withstand a conviction. Um,
Do you ever feel bad for the predator or their family?
I always feel bad for the family
Hmm.
on every single exposure. It's literally like flipping the world upside down, and you don't ever feel bad for the pred. I don't think I've felt bad for one pred ever that I've exposed. Otherwise, I wouldn't talk to him. Um, but I know, like, the damage it does to a wife or a mother, and, we used to actually make them call their wife and stuff, and we kinda stopped that because only reason why is, like, if I'm doing my job, the wife's gonna know no matter what I do.
Hmm.
Like, if I have to we have to call her, like, I'm not doing my job. I know my video is gonna reach his wife,
Hmm.
probably before he leaves.
As
So
if
I
they're met what middle age.
yeah, yeah, they're gonna be on there watching. And then, like I say, that's the reality of it is the video's gonna reach them. I don't need to intervene or and get involved or have them call her. And because that's not a great feeling, um, to hear that, you know and I think the one that really did it was he called the wife, and she answered the phone so happy to hear from him. Like, it was like, "Hey, babe, how was your day? What's going on? What are you up to?" And then just when he told her what was going on, "What the fuck are you doing to us? Like, why? Why would you do this to me?" And she's crying, and that's not a good feeling. I don't wanna hear that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's gonna happen regardless, but
Hmm.
I want it to happen with her not being on camera or me listening and having to, drill that in my head that I just destroyed that woman, and I didn't she's gonna get destroyed, but I don't need to be a part of it.
I can understand. That would be like a heartbreaking experience, because a lot of times the predator's family can actually be good people, and then they get drug into it, and being a predator and messing with children and stuff actually doesn't just damage the predator, but it
Oh, yeah.
also damages their family.
Yeah, dude, you're destroying that family, and in some of these cases, like, it sucks when, like, it's he has a wife at home with, let's say 6 kids at home, and he was the only one that worked, and we've had some of them where the wife messages like, "What do I do? Like, how do I up and leave the guy that's working? I don't work. I stay home with all 6 of the kids. What am I supposed to do?" Like, and that sucks. Like, I can't say like, "Yeah, you better leave him or you're a piece of shit," because fuck, I don't know how any single mom could just up and uproot her kids and find a place to go if, she doesn't have anywhere to go. Well, I get that and I understand, like, it sucks. It sucks to have to go through that, but reality of it, at least you know, and I would never like degrade somebody for staying with a guy that we've caught or
Mhm.
but I mean, sometimes there's just shit out of their control, and I've seen people backlash them because they stayed and they stuck by their side, but we don't know their story. Um, Me personally, I wouldn't. Obviously, I would figure something out, but I mean, at least they know. Like that's the big thing and the awareness.
Do you think a lot of their family members know that they could possibly be a predator, or do you think they like hide it like so good that they don't know?
I think most of the guys we catch, these like the family and the community already know. Like they already have suspected it, and we're just finally like the nail in the coffin. Like we've always knew that he was, a bad person, but we just never had anything to like stick. Like, and so um, I think most people do know. They just, we just always got suspicions about people. Like, hey, dude, that guy's kind of creepy. I mean, I can drive down the road and probably point out one like, that dude probably would hit my decoy.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that's unfortunate. Like, not all of them are like that, but like some of them, like, dude, that guy would probably go for it. And our always joke is when we see him is like, yeah, dude, we'll catch you later.
Yeah.
But I,
um, have you caught many female predators?
no, I've
Elusive
had,
female
I,
predators, or I should say.
yeah. So we've had one female. I mean, it was obviously a couple, and that's another thing we always get a lot of backlash about is like, why don't you guys have to go after women? Like, women are predators too. Like, yeah, we know they are, but women are smarter about it. There's not too many women hopping on and getting involved in stuff to look for, you know, quick sex. Like they're not. It's just not happening. They could literally, find somebody pretty easily. So you're not going to come across them hitting up our decoys as often. It does happen, but it's not like something that's as common as males. Uh, Men were wired to reproduce. Men has a sexual thought every like 7 seconds. Women can go without it and don't really care. So I always tell people like the chances of a woman actually hitting up one of our decoy accounts, and then on top of that being okay that we're underage is typically not going to happen as often. It does happen. Like say the one we caught, it was a couple, um, and obviously they were both charged. But
And that makes you kind of think like a lot of times, like I even saw with predator poachers, they had a couple caught a while back. Do you think a lot of times it's the man could be pushing the woman into doing that type of activity?
yeah, yeah, like that. Then I think that's most of it. How you're going to come across it is the male is kind of the aggravator in it and convinces her like, or in some cases doesn't even tell her, like how old they are. I mean, I don't know that in every case. Some of them are like, yeah, whatever, let's do it. But I don't. That's why you just don't see it that often.
Hmm.
Because
Um,
most women are like, no, like I'm not that desperate. Like,
that's wild. It just it's one of them unicorn things. You see them every now and then, but I don't know. You don't see many. It's mostly older men. A lot of times, I'm sure you get younger men, but what I've saw, it's usually older men, and something just isn't right with how they look or something.
yeah, yeah. There's a look. I mean, we all see it. Like, but I mean, we don't target them. I mean, if we get a message from a guy and he looks creepy, we're like, yeah, this guy's probably gonna go for it.
Mm.
But when we have some of them, they look creepy and they tell us to fuck off. So okay,
Do you think there's a big group of like a network of like preds or pedos or whatever that work together?
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why you see them on the Telegram. Like they're on there together and trusting each other to exchange the things they are. I think it is a network. I think that our government is obviously laxed about putting a stop to it. Otherwise, that app would no. I mean, literally, America was trying to get rid of TikTok.
Mhm.
Out of all apps, like, yeah, TikTok is so bad. Really, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's a great app, but it's not as bad as some of the apps that we've come across, and these guys are on there, doing malicious shit and being able to get away with it.
Mhm. Well, that's about all the questions. You want to take a couple from chat before we close this out, man? I really appreciate you coming by and
Hell yeah, bro.
man. And did you ever find out the price of locals?
Dude, I don't know. I don't use locals, so you're gonna have
My
to ask an expert on that one.
I couldn't understand you. Do you think the presence of the internet has increased the volume of pedophiles?
Oh yeah, Dougie. Yeah, 100%. That's why I said in the beginning is 20 years ago to catch a predator was like, oh my God, this is really happening. My 13-year-old's in there in the living room on the home computer talking to peds.
Hmm.
But in today's society wants to believe it's not that big of an issue anymore when they're walking around at the playground with it. Like it's probably intensified by like 1,000%.
Or he said the population rather.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the population is growing. I mean, I think that I think more guys honestly, like I know it sounds like bullshit, you know, but when he says it, but like guys are really getting sucked into this shit. Like for real, into the internet bullshit. Like it's really happening. Um these lonely guys on some of these apps are just you can look at their following and see they're all fake accounts. Like where it's an old creepy guy and he's got 200 hearts on his photo of him looking creepy. Like all those are fake accounts that are sucking him into something. Guaranteed.
Marky said, "Great interview, Short Bus." Thank you, Marky. I tried my best. Plus, Boots, he did most of the carrying because he got the boots on.
Yeah, not today, but
Oh well, shoes. I mean, just let
I'm
me know.
barefoot today.
I was gonna say I was on I'll ride bitch. So
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I like to like, and I want to tell you guys, like, obviously, Short Bus is hilarious, and I fucking die laughing every time he fucking comments. But honestly, like, why I did this is just more exposure. It's getting us out there to people that don't know who we are, and I will always do interviews, guys. That's one thing is like some teams like, oh, I'll never do a news interview. But literally, that's more exposure to your cause. Um, and getting your mission out there to new people that may not be on Facebook or may not be on Rumble, may not be on local, never heard of you. I mean, we still have people right here in Indiana that never heard of us. So I don't think it's ever a bad thing.
Papa Duke said, "Much love to Team BAP. Definitely. They're,
Thank you.
they like I like. Somebody told me this, but it's like, how many predators have I caught? I haven't caught none, but you've went out and actually done that. I mean, so it's y'all do awesome, man.
Hey,
What I'm
dude.
trying to say.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And dude, it's a movement. They always say it takes a village, and that's very true. Like sharing the videos, supporting teams on different platforms is huge, and it's not always a monetary thing. Like I don't get on and say, don't get me wrong, there is teams that do like, oh, you guys have to sub to us, you have to send us money. Literally, we let our videos speak for themselves, and sometimes we throw it in there like, hey, if you guys want to sub to us, you know, we have the link here. Um, or we set goals for like giveaways and things. But yeah, how much for boots to be at Bike Week? Ah, dude, I don't know. I gotta work, man. I work full time. Unfortunately, if I didn't have to work full time, I could be all over the place.
Well, thank you for stopping by, Boots.
Hey, dude.
I'll let you have a good evening, man, and thank
All
you.
right,
You
buddy.
come back anytime, and
Oh hell yeah, dude. We'll have to do it again. We'll get some more some good catches under our belt.
definitely. If you ever through Tennessee, holler at me.
Oh yeah, dude. We'll go in and ask some people how much shit is.
Oh, definitely. We'll do like what me and Alex done.
Yeah, hell
Definitely,
yeah, dude.
100%.
All right, brother.
All right,
Much
thank
love.
you. Much
Later.
love. Take it easy.
You too.
I think thank you all for stopping by. For how much was it? Thank you all for coming through. If you want to hit the red join button for my locals, got more interviews coming up, and also if you want to cash out short bus 122, I thank y'all for coming by 100%.